So we have someone calling in with a bit of a hot take. I kind of want to hear them out. So, Victor, I
Okay.
don't want to misrepresent you. You're on with uh, Ethan, Hannah, and
Hey guys,
Thomas.
how's it going?
Good, you?
Hey.
I'm doing good, thanks. Okay, right. So my hot take is I don't believe in divorce. Once you get married, I believe in separation. You know, if it gets really like arguments and you guys are fighting and stuff, okay? But once, like, I don't know, I just think marriage is a big deal. It's different from dating. Sure, you can break up with someone that you're dating, but once you're married, like, work it out. You know what I mean?
Why?
S-
What? Why?
Why?
Well, I mean, especially if you have kids, I guess. I'm assuming that there's kids involved.
Not with
Okay.
me.
It's like, you know,
Yeah. What if there is not?
or
kids?
is there not? I guess our hypothetical here. Would we have kids or not kids
Well,
in this hypothetical?
it doesn't matter either way. I'd say the question is still valid. Like, why? Because if you are miserable, you're going to make your kids miserable. Like, to give you an example, when my parents fought, it ended up coming out on us whether they wanted it to or not. And they stayed together for us, which was like not a good thing because it made us worse off because they were fighting all the time. So if you're not happy with someone, I am adamant, like you got to separate. Don't ever stay together just because of your kids, because they are going to see, hear, and feel all the misery you go through.
I agree with that, but getting a divorce isn't always the solution to that, because you could just get in another relationship that's also bad, and then your kid is once again seeing the same thing happen with your new relationship, which
So
happens a
you're
lot, where you'll get divorced, and then your new partner's abusive to your kids.
I mean,
So
that's
you should,
if that happens.
I
if
feel like
I'm
you've gone from you should never get divorced to like sometimes you shouldn't, sometimes you should.
I think it just really freaking depends. Because, like, what if this person is hurting you financially, physically, and emotionally, and everyone around you, and separation's not,
or sexually abusing you.
and like separation isn't going to work because legally they're like, oh, well, this is your. I'm gonna get a little too personal, but. Bah, I think I should shut up before I get upset. Not like you have to upset. It's
let's
just like
say
this is
here.
a very like close to home topic for me because like I witnessed a marriage that would have definitely benefited from divorce. Do you think that there are some cases where divorce is necessary or like permittable?
I mean, my church allows annulments, so yes, I guess sometimes in rare circumstances, yes, if you get like your marriage annulled. That's not, I mean, I guess for all intents and purposes, that's like divorce. So I guess in rare circumstances, I just see people being frivolous about it nowadays. Like, oh, I'm not in love anymore, I'm going to get a divorce. It's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're in love or not. Like, it matters if the relationship is working.
What if you've been married to someone for 10 years and then you find out that they've been cheating on you for 5 and that they are, a hardcore drug addict and that they're bringing people around your kids that are, drug addicts and stuff too. Like there's situations where it's like you want to be able to separate from them financially, physically, and prevent them
legally protect yourself.
protect your kids and get
Mm-hmm.
custody and stuff like that. Like I think there's a lot of very, very legitimate reasons.
I do want to jump in and say though, I don't think people should be frivolous with marriage. I do agree with you there. Like it's a big decision. Like don't jump into it because you should find out these things before you marry someone. But there are circumstances where things are good and then they're really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Victor, if I could give you a hypothetical just to kind of see where you're at. Let's say somebody is physically abusing their partner and they have kids. Is it okay for her, let's say it's a man beating a woman. Is it okay for her to get divorced because she's being beaten?
That's a good example. I would say that's pretty extreme. So yes, I mean, yeah,
it's incredibly common.
If you've got like the cops involved, this dude's getting in trouble and he's still doing it, like, yeah. If you've tried everything else and he's still doing it, yeah, totally.
Well, I mean, I would say,
I don't think you should try anything. You should leave immediately if you're getting beaten.
Yeah, the second somebody places their hands on you, I mean, to me, the relationship should end there. Like, someone places their hands.
No, I don't agree with that. I believe in second chances.
I mean, if you look at the death rates, if you look at the death rates of women that are like caused by intimate partners, it's actually pretty astonishing. So I think if more people didn't give second chances, more women would be alive.
So for this hypothetical, you're saying that she would be dead if you gave him a second chance?
Statistically, it's very likely.
I mean, I guess if you just don't do anything about it. I mean, I really think beating your wife is horrible, and like you need to see several specialists about that. I don't think it should just be a slap on the wrist. I think, yeah, a woman could die if you just slap somebody on the wrist for something like that.
But it happens all the time.
Seriously, I feel like it's something that could be handled, could stop, right? Just because they beat their wife once doesn't mean they're always going to be a wife beater, I don't think.
Statistically, I disagree. But you're right. Like there are special cases. It's just like
I agree with y'all. There are some instances, like the drug example, like if he's bringing kids or people around your kids, like drug addicts around your kids and stuff, like, yeah, no, that's really bad. And they don't change and you already tried, like, but I agree, like the second chance is kind of dangerous for sure. Like, what if they get worse? But y'all have a point.
Yeah, but I completely agree with you. Like, I think that people get like rush into marriage and then they just kind of treat divorce like a breakup. Like that does bother me, but I think divorce also really comes in handy for situations and not just the extreme ones, and the ones where people are just better off like going their separate ways and finding love. People don't always get it right on the first try, but I think that kind of just if people aren't so pressured to get married in the first place, then people can take their time and really find the person that's meant for them. Well, I don't really believe in meant for them, but you know, someone that they're going to be a good match for.
Well, Victor,
totally.
Thank you for taking the time to call in.
Yeah, sounds good, guys.
All right.
Thanks so much for taking my call, y'all.
All right. You have a good day.
I appreciate it. This was a great conversation.
You too. Thanks.
Bye.
I've never had someone get me like heated, except for the person that was calling in to scream the N-word at me.